All right, we're back.
Oh, cool.
All right, so on YouTube, it needs to be redone. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties with Restream here. Twitch, we're back. YouTube, we have, yeah, we had to start a new stream. Oh, what a nightmare this all was. Okay, we're all back. When will David Brevik come and save us? Okay, we're back. Hopefully, Billy's okay. Matt, I hope you're doing okay over there. All right, so cannons. I'm drawing cannons.
Hi, Gene.
Hi.
I wanna check about what's the next step for the game.
Okay, so let's have a look at how Wrong is doing on the programming side. Okay, so we have enemies coming.
Yeah. Yes. And we have a basic attack to destroy them.
All right, so probably what we need to think, because at the moment this is super easy. Do we want to have a delay on the attack so you can't just mash everything? Like there's like a boom, like you have it and it's like maybe half a second. It stays in that direction, the attack.
Okay.
Do you reckon? Or should we just speed? Okay. From your side, do you think it's better to work on the pattern of the enemies first, or how the attack works? Go into more detail with the attack.
I think we start from the enemy pattern.
Enemy pattern.
Enemy pattern.
Okay. Well, I reckon. Is there a pattern at the moment, or is it just they spawn all? It just keeps repeating.
Yeah, they just keep repeating. Spawn like this.
So we want it to come randomly, right? From top left, bottom right. So let's maybe try get them to come one by one at random. That's the first step, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Each one from one direction and one by one.
One by one, random. Yeah. Let's get that going first.
All right.
Can you change the background to something bright? It's maybe easy to live stream. Brighter. Cool. Don't need to be super bright because your circle is white too. Yeah.
Give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna be back.
Yeah, I think it's better. Do you know how many people are watching?
A lot.
You know how many?
Yes, I can see how many.
Yeah, 4K almost.
Yeah. That's amazing, guys. Thank you
So
for tuning in. I'm glad this wasn't a waste. So absolutely, for sure. Just let me reiterate. if you you could go play the Undying demo right now. If you haven't yet, go download it, give it a play. If you love it, please wishlist this. If you want to keep following us, then you can follow us at Play Undying on all social media. Look how happy Kun is. He's so happy.
No. What I'm thinking is to have a good key game over.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. We can generate 5 final commercial keys, not the like testing keys, right? Not alpha keys, like final commercial keys, Steam keys to all like the audience from all the channels right now, including Steam, Twitch, and Bilibili, and YouTube. So I think we can have 5 rounds, and we gave away a key every round. How do you think about that?
Sounds awesome. So just to reiterate, we can develop 5 keys of the final retail version of the game. So once the game comes out, you'll have it.
Yeah. Correct. And also, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to post a tweet on Twitter, and everyone who forward that tweet has the chance to be in the lucky pool. What do you think?
That can work too. So you're saying retweet? If everyone who retweets that will be in a chance to win, right?
Yeah, because on the video we can't just have everyone chatting at the same time. It will be a little messy, right? On the live stream channels it'd be hard, but on Twitch it will be okay. So what do you think that we can inform people? More. Okay, I'll copy paste the link of that tweet on all the channels later.
Right. Well, you let me know when that happens.
Okay, and also, can we change the title of the live stream on the on Steam? Right now, it's like a code. It's too late, right? It's too late. All right.
Yeah, that's a bit hard for me. I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so we're going to send the link to Bilibili, YouTube, Steam, and Twitch in about a few minutes. So we can definitely have more rounds, but I'm thinking 5 rounds, so 5 keys.
Awesome.
We'll see.
And also to let everybody know, David is going to be on very, very soon. Actually, maybe let me get him in.
He's on?
Give me a second. Right. Okay. Hello. Hello. Welcome to the live stream.
Well, thank you.
Everyone, the one and only David Brevik is here, Mr. Diablo himself. Let me put you on screen because at the moment you're just a voice. Let me add you to the stream. How are you doing, David?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
We've had a lot of technical difficulties up until now, but I think things are going well.
Yeah, I've been watching. So
this absolute shit show happening live.
It's not that bad. It's going just fine. The prototype's coming along pretty nicely. Uh-oh, now I can't hear anybody.
Hi, David. Hi, David.
Hi. How are you? Hi. How are you?
Right. Thank you. Right. Thank you.
I think we lost.
We lost Jane.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like his camera's not working or something. I don't know what's going on. But the stream seems to still be going. Now we got a view of the floor.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you now.
There's too much pressure.
Yeah, streaming is not really all that easy. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of technical snags that can happen.
There are a lot of people who do this who have like many people behind the scenes making sure none of this stuff goes wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people do. Some people do it all themselves, and they have these little special devices and stuff that help them out.
All right, so there's some echo from David's mic. Is David okay now? 2 Davids is better than 1. Well, that we can all agree on. But let me
double David. No, I'm really screwing it up now.
Let me see. That should, according to everything over here, we're all good. So, let's see. Let me know in the chat if anybody else can hear double Davids, and then I'll see what's going on there. So David, and can you see my screen at the moment?
I can.
Which characters do you like at the moment? So my initial idea was to have a farm.
David, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Guys on Billy, guys on Steve are both talking about David echo from your microphone.
Can you guys hear it on your end?
I can't hear that because we are talking directly through the Skype. I'm not talking to live stream. I'm talking to you guys directly. So that's different.
Yeah.
So it seems like.
David, can you say something?
Yes, I can say something. Am I echoing?
All right. Now, if I close this, Kun, can you talk?
Hi, hello. Can you hear us?
So what's happening is that
we can. Yeah. I can hear you.
David, your voice is coming out of their speaker. All right, Kun, can you say something again?
Hi.
All right, David, say something.
Hello. Still here.
Well, maybe I will just turn that off. Okay, can when everyone's talking, chat, let me know if there's double audio. All right, let's go. I think I've just turned off one of the speakers, so there shouldn't be double audio. So hopefully everyone can hear everyone okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, so in terms of the characters, which one of these two would you lean towards if we were making like a cute game for Game Boy?
Well, I actually made a Game Boy game. I'm that old. Some of my first games were on the Game Boy and the Game Gear and stuff like that. So I'm kind of familiar with the way the characters looked back then. So I'll tell you right now, we didn't get details like this.
Yeah, that's definitely something
I think that they're all I like the concept of the farmer. The farmer versus the creatures of the garden seems like a kind of a fun little idea.
Okay. Yeah, and so people want a giant bug, so I did a spider with boxing gloves. But I think that's going to be hard to do with the limited pixel count. Absolutely, between these two characters, I think the farmer is probably easier for me to translate to the Game Boy style. It depends how big we want to make the sprites.
Right.
Yeah. Because if we're using like the original Super Mario Land, then this night is undoable. But if we do Mario Land 2, where the sprites are a bit bigger, I could possibly do the night.
Yeah, I think that the farmer is kind of the way to go. I think I think thematically it makes the most sense, right? It's you can have whatever creatures you want, like the farmer dealing with, there's an outbreak of weird creatures. The creatures. This reminds me a little bit of, there was a movie, Wallace and Gromit, where there was this werewolf thing where like there was the were rabbit came out or whatever. So here comes the undead rabbits and the pig bats and all of these kind of like weirdo creatures are coming out of the garden, and the farmer's trying to protect his crops or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense too. And you could also have like just in front of, so he's standing in the middle, and then there'd be like a crop on each side of him, and maybe the game is over once all the crops are taken.
Yeah, that sounds good. You can make a nice little overhead garden too. That'll be a nice background for the game. A nice kind of top-down garden view. It's simple and easy to understand very quickly. It'll be fun to have these crazy creatures coming out of the garden.
Yeah, I think even like the skeleton rabbit who got to work in that setting as well. Like you were saying, anything goes in a game like this. It can get as crazy as possible.
Right.
We could have just normal animals, and then it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Aliens could come.
There's really no limit.
No.
The game sort of writes itself, which is exactly what you always want, right? It's when you come up with a theme and come up with an idea and you kind of like bring it together, the ideas just flow. It's really easy to say, oh, let's come up with 4 different new monsters or something like that. It's easy to list off a few. Oh, we're going to have a vampire crow, and we're going to have whatever you want. You can come up with a whole bunch of things that quickly come to mind.
Yeah. On the chat, somebody is saying maybe we could do plants fighting weeds. Evil plants. That could be kind of cool too, like vines coming. Yeah. Well, I think maybe in that way we probably head towards the farmer idea and then go crazy with the enemies. I think that kind of could be cool. Yeah. Awesome. So I just want to, because of all these technical hurdles, I'm a bit flustered, but I didn't introduce you properly. So the one of the big reasons why you're here on the stream is that you're the president of Skystone Games, which is the publisher of Undying. So do you want to talk a little bit about Skystone?
Sure. Skystone is a new company that my business partner, Bill Wang, and myself started about 6 months ago or so, maybe. I don't know. It's with this pandemic, all the time is like run together. I don't remember what day it is even. So this spring, we went through the process of creating this company early in the year, and so we have several titles that we have. We decided, I'm going to create a publisher, and with my friend Bill, and we would go out and find great kind of developers to work with, and make a new type of publisher. And this publisher isn't just like so many other publishers out there. We are a kind of a developer-led publisher, which is kind of a different way to go about things. Oftentimes a publisher will give you a little bit of money, or maybe not give you money, give you marketing support or something like that, and then just kind of leave you alone. But we wanted to be a little bit more than that. We wanted to be a company that has that knows from experience what it's like to make a game and provide feedback and help the developer. Like, I know how development works. Like, I know I've done it a zillion times now. I've been doing it since the 1990. So I think that I can help. I provide feedback. I can help provide guidance. We have lots of connections in the industry, and that's kind of a different way to go about publishing a game, is kind of make this developer-led, kind of talented people to work with that are eager to make great products together. And that's just, it's a different type of way of publishing than it's been done in the past.
From like our experience, especially having you on the publishing side has been really helpful, because obviously, like you just said, you've been in game development, you understand game development, so it's not just a numbers sort of thing, and we can actually ask for you for like legitimate feedback regarding to the game and get that, and we can actually implement that. When in a lot of ways, when we're working with different publishers, it's all very marketing, and they don't necessarily care about the final product development wise. They just want to sell as many copies as possible. So it's, really good for us being able to, be able to come to you and go, this is what we've got. What do you think? How can we improve this? And so that's really helpful. So I think that's why for us as well, it was the right choice to go with Skystone. So, I think it's a good collaboration there. It's not just a publisher developer. There's actually a collaboration there, which I think is very
right. And
yeah,
as this kind of new unique type of publisher, we're looking for talented people to work with. That's really what I'm excited about, finding these kind of upstart teams and that are eager to make games and maybe are a little green, but have a lot of desire to do that. And going out and finding this great talent and working with them it's really exciting for me. It's really exciting to be a part of a whole bunch of projects and get to be able to provide input and guidance, as well as see them succeed, right? That's my ultimate goal, is to make any developer that we work with better in their processes, as well as any kind of decisions that they make, as well as I want them ultimately to be super successful. It isn't really necessarily about me. It's like, let's make something great together. And that's one of the things I'm very excited about.
And then what made you want to take on us in particular? Like, what did you see in Undying that you were like, oh, I think we want to publish that game?
Well, I mean, there were a lot of different parts of it. I mean, first off, the entire concept, I think, again, so similar to the way that you guys are making this game right now, is that you see the concept for Undying, and it was kind of, not only did the graphics look great, technically it seemed really sound, all of these things, which are kind of check marks that we already used, but I love the story and the kind of direction that was going to be that made this a very different kind of zombie game. There are a lot of zombie games out there, but this one I thought really had such a great connection and a great story and a great premise, that I thought this thing really could stand out and make a big splash and make something that's totally different than the rest of the kind of zombie games out there. It's not just about one particular thing. It's more of a humanizing, more of a connecting kind of game, rather than necessarily just about zombies. It's about human nature and everything like that. And that, I think, was really compelling to me. It really made it stand out from a lot of other games that I've seen.
Yeah, I think it was something that brought up early in development, like, should we do a zombie game, because it's something that's been played out. But I think our game is not necessarily, it is a game with a zombie setting, but the zombies aren't necessarily the main crux of it. Well, at least the enemies of zombies. Like, I think this is, I don't know of any games where we tackle the character changing into a zombie, quite like what we're doing. So I think that was the big decider for us. Yes, this is the right idea for us, even though going into a world where there are so many zombie games out there. We just thought that idea definitely would be like, this is what makes it stand out. This is why it's new, and we don't think it's been done in video games before. Like, I think we can look at references to movies, but creating an emotional hook is not very easy in video games. Something we understand now,
Right.
and yeah, but it's something that we really wanted to go for.
And I think that you guys are doing a great job. I think this is coming along really nicely, and I think we're all very excited about the possibilities here.
For me, like, going back to Diablo a little bit, Diablo was the first game like that I'd ever played. Was there any like reference for you when you were like creating the first Diablo of like, we want it to be, you had like a point of reference to draw from, or like, I don't know if I'm mistaking it. It is like the first type of game, like that, like loot-based action game, right? Like RPG action game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that there were some others that were similar to that, but a lot of them were kind of, games like Rogue, where the term roguelike comes from, where it's, you were the, the at symbol attacking the letter K kind of graphics. So there were a few games like that had some loot-based kind of game systems, but it harkened back really to, for me, kind of playing Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. It came out, kind of Dungeons and Dragons became kind of popular in the maybe late 70s, early 80s, somewhere right in there. And it kind of exploded onto the scene. And my friends and I would play, and it was all about the items and the loot for me. That's what I fell in love with. I loved killing monsters and getting loot. That was the exciting part. So, and I didn't really care so much about the story. And so for me, that has always been the hook. It has been, I really care about loot and loot systems and things like that. I think that for me, that's the thing that I enjoy the most. And so making a game that featured that was kind of right up my alley. And then with the theme, like wanting to do something different than had been done, there were so many kind of fantasy games out there at that time that were elves and dragons and away from that, and then make it kind of a dark and scary kind of horror kind of fantasy that I thought was kind of a unique twist on the theme. And that those two things combined with the fact that it was like one of the very first games you could play over the internet and all of this stuff, it was right out of the box. I mean, like, you had the ability to click on a button and play with people over the internet instead of like cooking. At that time, you like had to hook up to services, and the services would allow you to connect with other people and play or whatever, but not directly from like a menu in the game. So like all the time.
It was definitely my first online gaming experience. I think when I was quite young when it first came out. But when I originally played, I had no idea it was online. And then when I went to a friend's house, he was playing it online. I was like, what? And it sort of like blew my mind at the time. It was a very cool thing. This sort of set the framework to like things like Destiny and stuff now, right? Like it's basically that, through a different view.
Absolutely. Right. And at the time it was, the mantra in the industry was that, RPGs are dead. Nobody will ever make RPGs again, because they weren't selling. Like, the sales of RPGs have been declining and declining and declining. But then Diablo came along, and that things changed pretty radically after that. Then, after I did Diablo and Diablo 2, I went and I did Hellgate London, and Hellgate London definitely was a big inspiration for Destiny. That's for sure. You can definitely see that. And so, since it was very similar and kind of like a shooting and looting kind of game, that the very first kind of, even though Borderlands likes to say that they're the first looter shooter, Hellgate London was the first looter shooter. It beat Borderlands 1 by at least a year, so maybe a couple years. It was released a couple years before that. So anyway, I think that both Hellgate London and Diablo, and that has an influence on all sorts of games these days. You see kind of random loot or loot-based kind of action games are kind of were born out of this genre that was created by or initially by Diablo.
Yeah, it's definitely set like the standard. But yeah, that's very interesting. And you're working on It Lurks Below, right?
Yeah, I am. I have, besides being president of Skystone, which keeps me plenty busy, I released a little indie game that I did almost every bit of it myself. I did all the artwork, and well, this was largely true until maybe about 6 months, no, about a year ago now. I did a lot of the, 95% of the artwork and music and sound effects and programming
Oh wow.
and everything myself. And so it's an indie game that plays like Diablo. It's got 8 different character classes and 4 different difficulty levels and random level generation and monsters and bosses and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of a side view, so it's similar. When you look at it, people say, "Oh, it looks like Terraria." It doesn't play anything like Terraria, but it does have a similar kind of style. It's pixel art kind of from the side, but it's got some crafting and things like that in it as well. I really enjoyed the entire process. I would wake up early because I had, before I did Graybeard Games, before I'd been working on It Lurks Below, I did a game called Marvel Heroes, and originally I signed up to be the creative director on that project, but eventually became the CEO of the company. And when I was CEO, I didn't really make games. When you're CEO, you're like dealing with finance and investors and things like that all the time. And so it was, after doing that for several years, I said, I want to get back to making games. And to make games and make It Lurks Below was really fun. It was just such a great passion project, and I'm still working on it. I'm still updating it, and it just came out on Xbox. Actually, it's part of the Game Pass and things like that. So it's doing really well, and I'm having a really good time making it.
And it was in early access. Is it a full release now?
It was in early access, and it was full released at least a little over almost a year and a half ago now. So yeah, it's been in full release for a while. But I'm still updating in there. I'm still adding content, and I'm still adding features and stuff like that. So there's still updates coming, and there's going to be a kind of a local co-op kind of play coming very soon. I've been working hard on that, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it should be really fun to play co-op.
Yeah, I think if there are any budding game developers who are watching the stream, like one thing you learn very quickly is that a game is never finished. There's no point where you're happy with how the game is. You're constantly like, I need to change that. I need to change that.
Yeah.
It's even things like a little trash can. Yeah.
That's one of the things that's very frustrating for me to play Diablo and Diablo 2, because I like when I'm playing, I'm like, I just want to go back and fix stuff. I want to change things. I want to make it better. I want to like it. And so it's funny when it's tough for me to play my old games without wanting to just, get in there and work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I think the quote that I had when I was studying game design was, the game is never finished, but just gets to different points of completion.
Yeah, that's a good quote. That's definitely the case.
Yeah, it's like that with anything creative. I'm an artist, and sometimes I drew a picture, post it online. Immediately, once I've posted it, I find 7,000 mistakes. I'm like, I just want to take it back.
Yeah. Well, that happens even in game making. You put something up. When I put up when I went into early access, my first day of early access, I had some friends that had been playing other games I had made on Twitch agreed to to give the game a try, and I'd been doing a lot of testing and things like that, and I had other people play it or whatever, but one prominent streamer started playing it, and not 5 minutes in found a total, bricked his character kind of game bug or whatever. I was like, oh my God, 5 minutes into my debut of the game, and now it's already got this bad thing. So anyway, things just, you find mistakes, you find bugs, these things happen. and you're always kind of in this build and fix mode. And that's kind of the pleasure, though. It's really fun to be able to kind of overcome those obstacles and get the game working and kind of adjust your opinion on it and fix things and improve it. And it's just such a great career.
Yeah, but I think that's like one of the advantages of working in video games now is that you can, update games after their release. Like before, if you released a game on Super Nintendo, then whatever you release, that's the game. You're never going to be able to fix it.
Right.
And now you can update it. But there's also the other side of that is that you could just keep working on the same game forever, and you never move on to the next thing. So like, it's game developers is a very interesting thing, I think. And it's funny how that's coming into film now when they heard that they re-edited Cats after it was released because they found a mistake.
Yeah.
And it's funny how that's bleeding into all different kinds of entertainment. With digital comics now, you can fix things. Typos, you can fix them. And now, like, games are really the thing that, like, set that, going forward. And now it's sort of become the norm across all different things, which is really, really interesting.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so now, when you start making a game now, it becomes a service, regardless of whether it's a games of a service or not. You are constantly updating it.
Yeah, it's funny. I still get updates for like games. Like I'll have a phone game that I downloaded, a long time ago. I played for a little bit or something like that. And this isn't a games as a service phone game. This was just like a, one-time kind of one price product or whatever. I'm still getting updates for this game 5, 7, whatever years later. They're still getting little updates and things like that. So it's funny that I think that little updates to games is going to continue for a very long time. And people come back to their products and improve little things or fix bugs or put in a little event or something like that, and it keeps people coming back, keeps people playing. We can see the baby in the background. You can hear that.
Yeah, sorry guys. I have a 2-month-old.
No, it's fine. I've been through it many times. I have 4 children, so I know what it's exactly like.
Yes, this is definitely a new experience for me. I think the only person on stream at the moment is Wrong without children, so he has good sleeps at night.
Yeah.
Wrong. Do we have anything?
I think we can. Jim, take a look at the tweet. Let people know that we have a tweet on, and if they help to retweet, they have a chance to win a key, a retail version of our game.
Okay, so yeah,
sounds good.
If we go to in our chat, there's a link to a tweet. If you retweet it, then you'll go in the chance to you go in the draw to have a chance to win the full version of Undying when it releases. So currently, we're now looking at Wrong screen. So what we're implementing now is, I guess, random patterns. So now they're coming one at a time randomly. Okay. So David, what do you think, like, after this point, where do you think we should go from here?
Well, there were a couple of ideas that were out there, but I think that you've got to have something here that isn't just about, pressing in the right direction. It'd be nice if there was, some kind of counter that like built up or something like that, so you can perform some kind of emergency move, right? There was something like, oh, you've killed 10 mobs or something like that, then you get to use your full sweep or something like that. Something that gets you incentivized to like build up a streak or something.
All right. So Wrong, is it possible to maybe put a counter on it and see how many enemies you defeat? And so maybe we can say, like, if we hit to 10, just as a test at the moment, we get like a power up. So I guess the first thing would be to add a counter of how many enemies are defeated once you start a new game.
Okay.
Does that sound good? And so, yeah, so David, you're thinking like we build up that we get a power up, and then when you hit like spacebar, everything on the screen dies, something like that you can use.
Or everything maybe right around you, like in an emergency kind of like swing. Oh, there are two things coming in at the same time, and I can't choose between the two, so I've got to use my power to knock out everything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess the putting in a counter and then having something unlock would be where we go next. Yeah.
Like a bomb or AOE.
Yeah.
Power-ups.
Yeah, an AOE attack or something like that. That we hit for the other thing. All right, so let's check in with our. Okay, let's see if we can do some more characters here. So I drew a mouse while we're talking. This is a pretty standard little mouse guy. What are Wrong, you say an animal, and Kun, you say an animal that have nothing to do with each other.
What?
Just any animal.
Fish.
Dog?
A dog. Wrong.
Rabbit.
Dog rabbit.
A rabbit.
This is so I'm trying to mix two things together. A dog rabbit. How would I do that? Okay, let me have a look. The long snout. He looks like he's crying. A dog rabbit just looks like a dog. Maybe let's give him some clothes. Let me think. Finn was talking about a goblin before, so maybe I can do like something goblin-y.
Oh, really?
Yes. Spear. Has a little shield and then like a diaper. This is a potential enemy for our game. I don't know why, but I feel a little dirty for drawing that. Give him a tuxedo.
It's quite a contrast between the spear and the happy face. You know, it's the...
All right, let me put a new layer, and then he has a tuxedo.
The dapper dog.
Yeah.
Have you done any game jams before, David?
Yeah, I sort of. I did a game jam a while ago. But I wanted to do the Ludum Dare one, but I can't really take 72 or whatever hours out of my life, and starting Friday afternoon or something like that, and then work through Monday morning, and just say, too bad, family. I'm busy doing something this weekend. It's not really, the kids have soccer or whatever, things like that I've got to go. I've got parent duties to deal with or whatever. So it's not really part of my life that I can take out that kind of time. So I invented this thing called the Old Man Game Jam. And where it was, I spent 30 hours doing the game jam, but it was spread out over like 2 weeks. Whenever I got like a little block of of 3 or 4 hours in a night or on the weekend or something like that, I'd clock in a little bit of time, and so I recorded the whole thing and I put it on YouTube, and I made this game called the Nonomancer, which is there's one of the little puzzle games I really enjoy is a nonogram, which also people also call them. There's a bunch of other names for them. But God, why am I blanking on one right now? But they're kind of like this numbers and you draw a picture kind of game, and kind of a little puzzle game. And so it's free on my website. So if you go to graybeardgames.com, you can download the game that I made, and the videos are on YouTube. It's called the Nonomancer. It's basically a kind of a necromancer story of this, necromancer that does puzzles for to defeat the enemy. So that was kind of the idea behind it. And there's a bunch of little weapons and skills you unlock as you go that help you solve the puzzles and things like that. Anyway, it was really fun and I had a really good time, but it's been years since I've done it. And so I've been thinking about doing another one. But that's the only one I've ever participated in. I guess I did a lot of like game jammy type things when I was young and I was in high school or things like that, and I would just make little projects by myself, but I didn't really consider those to be official game jams at the time. They were just ways that I learned how to program.
That's awesome. If you do decide to do another game jam, it would be awesome. I would be happy to join in.
Sounds good.
You're right. As you get older and you get more responsibilities, it is much harder to find the time to do anything like a game jam. Just even 24 hours. How can you be gone for 24 hours? It's very tough.
Right. Yeah.
So the motif I'm sort of going for now is just rabbits in general, and I'm thinking just lots of things dressed as rabbits. So the game could be called like Attack of the Rabbits or Attack of the Bunnies or something like that. So I've got, this alien dressed as a rabbit. The rabbit's trying to take all the cars.
Night of the Bunnies.
Night of the Bunnies. I like that. I like that. That could be the name of the game. For those in the chat, if you can come up with a better name than Night of the Bunnies, at the moment it's called Night of the Bunnies. That's the game. And then maybe the farmer is called like Mr. Bunyan, something like that. So somebody in one, I'm trying to find where is the chat. They're saying build a combo to take out everything in a direction. So instead of doing an AoE, maybe like a laser beam that goes in one direction.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, maybe you can unlock a couple different skills.
Yeah, maybe we could do a level up system.
You can choose.
Here's what I'm thinking is that the longer you build up a combo, the more powerful the thing gets. So it could be just like one lane, 2 lanes, and then it goes full screen or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
But then
as you kill the more individuals, you power up your skill. It uses up a certain amount of charges to do that skill.
Yeah.
And then you can, the more powerful they does more killing. So instead of just one direction or 2 directions, it does the whole screen, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
And just to reiterate to people on the chat, we probably won't be able to finish this game today. But we're going to set up the framework and we'll definitely finish it another day. Whether we might do another stream again if you guys are interested, just finishing it off. But we do plan to maybe do like a little exe file of just this little mini game, which will be featured in Undying. So yeah, we won't necessarily have anything that looks finished. I might start doing some pixel art stuff today, but because we don't want this to be like a 7-hour stream or a 12-hour stream, we won't be finished today. So yeah, just wanted to point that out so people aren't like, oh, why don't you finish the game today? How are things going there, Rong? You okay?
Yeah, it still takes some time.
Yeah. Take your time. Take your time. We're just making enemies at the moment. We're making enemies. So yeah, David, once again, thank you for taking your time. This is the weekend, so we really appreciate you being on the stream with us.
My pleasure.
And it seems like everybody else, we're at 4,090 viewers. This is insane. Considering our last Steam Festival stream had a peak of like 60 people, this is a huge jump. So thank you so much for everybody tuning in. We hope you're enjoying it. Nautical is saying would love another stream. If I can figure out ways to make sure the stream doesn't break on me again, we might be able to do it.
Jen?
Yeah.
You remember yesterday we talked about maybe we can have another stream?
Yeah.
For the Steam Game Festival.
Yep.
So do you think we will extend this one a little bit today, or we can schedule another one tomorrow or day after tomorrow?
We can do whatever. I think time. There's lots of time. It's late for David. It's very early in the morning for you guys. It's nearly lunchtime for me. So maybe it might be best to do another stream another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, first of all, awesome we have so many people here, but let's keep doing today's work.
We'll see how much we get done today, and then we'll keep everyone in the...
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so Magic Twin on the chat has come up with possibly a better name of Night of the Bunnies, which is Rabapocalypse.
Rabapocalypse is pretty good, yeah. That's pretty good.
We also have another one said Rabbit Punk. That's also pretty good. I am leaning to Rabapocalypse though.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Okay, so what's another thing I can put in a rabbit suit? Maybe just a man. Just a dude.
Well, you know, my suggestions are always demons, right?
We can put a demon in. Hold on. I like the idea of just some bearded man just in a rabbit suit. So what was the Game Boy game you worked on?
I worked on a few different ones, but the last one that I did some NFL quarterback club. There were American football games that I did for a publisher called Acclaim.
Oh yeah.
It was NFL quarterback club. And in fact, that was kind of the time of. If you follow American football, Steve Young, I think, was on the cover of of it. It was about right around 1990, maybe 94, 95, somewhere right in there was when we did that one. And that was actually as the company that became Blizzard North worked on that project.
Cool.
It was Condor. We were a development studio called Condor originally, and that it was a Condor product.
Now this is a very left field question, but one of my favorite Blizzard games is probably a game that a lot of people don't know about, which is Death and Return of Superman. Do you know who worked on that game?
I know some of the people that worked on it, but that was made down at Silicon and Synapse, where that was the other development company. They became Blizzard South / Blizzard headquarters down in Irvine, and then the Blizzard North. We actually met doing a DC game, the Justice League Task Force, where the Condor was doing the Genesis version of this game, Sega Genesis version, and then Silicon Synapse was doing the Super Nintendo version of this game, and they were a fighting game, kind of like a Street Fighter clone with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
I don't think I've ever played that,
etc. And so that's how we met. That's how we originally met, because they were doing the Super Nintendo and we were doing the Genesis version.
It's
of that game.
so weird thinking that Blizzard were doing licensed games at some point. It's so weird thinking about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, technically they weren't quite Blizzard yet, but yes, that's how a lot of people get their start, right? It's like we were just trying to get jobs, you know, we were a kind of a developer for hire, so we were just looking to do any kind of jobs that the publisher wanted us to do. And so we were capable of making games and completing them in a timely fashion, and so we were able to get quite a bit of work.
Yeah, that's very cool. I don't know why.
Because back then,
sorry?
Like back then, for instance, the Game Boy, making a Game Boy game, there were no development systems, there were no engines, there were no tools, there literally weren't even development systems. Like they would hand you the schematics, and that was how you of the Game Boy, and say, hey, here's the different memory locations, and you can, you know, adjust the values, and this is how they work. Good luck. And then you would have to like send off a ROM to the publisher, and then they would then manufacture that, and they would send it across seas, and I don't remember where they were manufactured, but the cartridges were manufactured maybe in China or something like that, and then they were like on this boat when they would come across. It took like 3 months for the finished product to actually be manufactured into cartridges and things like that. So, you know, the way that we would make the game is we would have to write our own. It wasn't a compiler; it was an assembler, converting our text into assembly language, machine language on the machine, as well as then we would we'd take these EPROMs, which were erasable, programmable, read-only memory microchips that you take these things and you stick them in this little machine with ultraviolet light, and it would erase them, and then you could program them.
Wow.
And then we'd stick it in this little cartridge, and the cartridge would be the same thing as if it was a finished cartridge, but it was like you could take the little chip in and out, and you would program these microchips. You'd stick it in this cartridge, and you'd turn the machine on, and you would hope to God that the thing worked. And that was like how we debugged the entire game or whatever. We made all these games by just like going through this process of burning microchips in order to actually test it out.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Wow. Yeah, the crazy, like, thinking about making games without any engines and stuff, that just blows my mind. Like, nowadays, it's impossible, right? There's no way you wouldn't start off with an engine.
It looks below. I wrote my own engine for that.
Oh, wow. How long did that take?
It's all from scratch. It took me about from my first line of code till I was in early access was about maybe 14 months or so, 15 months.
Wow, you really like playing on hard mode.
And then it was about a year later before it was fully released. So it was about little over 2 years of total development time, and I created all of it, engine, graphics, everything.
That's insane. And man, I can't even.
Well, I mean, it just comes from experience, right? I've been doing it for so long. I made my own. That's all we ever did. Like, we made our own engine for Diablo and Diablo 2 and Hellgate London, and like the engines didn't really do the things that either didn't exist or didn't do the things that we needed them to do at the time. And so it's only been maybe in the last 5, a little bit more, maybe almost 10 years now that engines have really become popular in a way that most developers develop things these days.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that even like big companies like Capcom and stuff are now moving development to Unreal, because I guess it just cuts out so much development time. and those tools are constantly
Yeah,
updated.
and a lot of risk.
Yeah.
Right. They want to take less risk, and it's a lot better. There's a lot of people that have a lot of experience with the engines out there, either Unreal or Unity or whatever. And so there's so many people out there with a lot of experience that it's easier to hire people. It's easier to get products done and less risk. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So yeah, for like people on the stream probably have guessed, but Undying is made on Unity, and we're making this on Unity as well. So that in theory should make it easy for us to implement this mini game into the final game pretty easily. But
Right.
I don't work on the programming side of things. I'm purely an ideas man, which I guess many of the programmers on our team probably hates. I'll be like, I think we should do this, and they're like, oh, why?
Yeah, that's something that I share. That was one of the things. I mean, I also did programming at Blizzard North, a lot of the programming, but uh, but I would often kind of come in with ideas or whatever, and I get the same groan from people. I would like, I've got, especially because I had this, I had this idea in the shower this morning. Is something I would say often, and so people would say, "Oh God, David's had another one of his shower ideas, and he's blown up my whole week. I've got so much work to do." Oh, I guess I can do that. That sounds like an okay idea.
The shower idea. Did they ever get to the point where it's like, just don't have a shower? Just, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they they would, don't come in if you're. We need you to come in stinky tomorrow. I don't want any more showers like ruining our week. So.
Yeah. I think though. I think there is a slight advantage, at least on my side, not having any programming knowledge, because I think sometimes it holds you back because you know how hard something might be, or you don't think in that way. So I think me having, like, I know a little bit, but having a little bit of a back step, if I say something like, can we do this? It might push people to do stuff that they were maybe not comfortable doing before. So I think there is a little bit of a benefit there of not really programming stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think it can be a benefit. Because there are times that I'll do something like, for instance, one of the things, I don't really like to, buy back at a vendor, and there's a lot of headaches associated with that. So I'm not going to put it in the game. And then like people request, and I'm like, God, I got to do this. I got some people not, everybody expects it. Every game does it. I hate that I have to do this, and it's a lot more UI work, but I guess I'll do it. So that's it. Yeah, I definitely fall into that camp of sometimes things are just too difficult to think about, or so I skip them. But then eventually I ended up doing them.
Yeah, eventually. I think that's happened a couple of times with some of features that we had in Undying. When alphas, everybody's asking for this. It's like, we got to do it now. We were hoping that it would slide over. So I'm drawing a demon now, a bunny demon.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I think I might do the He-Man thing where every single thing has the same body. I think that might make it a little bit easier for me.
Makes sense.
For all you budding developers, every asset you can reuse. You don't have to make something new. I think they're all getting shorter every time I draw it. These legs are getting shorter. But I think I'm getting into the groove of what the style is going to be like. So they have huge heads and these tiny blobby bodies. They're kind of like, if you remove the head, it kind of looks like Kirby.
Yeah, are those fluffy bunny bodies, or are they like skin, or I mean, what am I looking at there? Is supposed to be like fur, or is it supposed to be?
I think it's fur. The way I'm thinking about it is these enemies are wearing like a rabbit onesie.
Right.
So even though it's Attack of the Bunnies or Rabbipocalypse, none of them, I think I like to go with the idea that none of them are actually rabbits. I think that's that weird Nintendo flair I'm kind of going for here. Where things don't make sense, but everyone just seems to accept it.
they don't need to make sense to be fun.
No, I think one thing that, especially with Nintendo, that I really appreciate is that the stuff that they make can only be a video game. Like, I know that everyone's like, oh, we want a good Super Mario movie. No, you don't. No, you don't. Was there ever an attempt to make a Diablo movie?
When I was there, there were always talks about, hey, it wouldn't be cool if someday we could do that kind of thing. And we had talked about it for a while, and but by the time I left, there was never really anything really there were for any property, whether it was going to be Warcraft or Diablo or anything. There was never really there was always talk about, hey, maybe someday it would happen, and we had preliminary talks with some different places, but it never really came to fruition. So I then eventually they made the Warcraft movie, so they eventually did get a movie done, but there's still no Diablo movies or TV. At some point they announced that there was going to be Diablo, I don't know, some kind of like Netflix thing or something. I think I had heard on some kind of, maybe that was just a rumor or something, I don't know, but I've never seen anything, and so we'll see if that ever happens. But as of right now, there's never been it, and there was always talk of wanting it though.
Well, it sounds like Magic Twin won the key. Congratulations!
Oh, congratulations!
We hope you enjoy the game when it finally launches. Yeah, chat, if you want to ask David any questions, feel free to send things in the chat. I think we've got 4,000 people watching, but they're all very shy. So, Bratino said, I just heard about Undying, but I already want to play the demo. So, yes, thank you. Play it. Tell us what you think. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping again. But yeah, make sure you follow us on all our social media. It's at Play Undying on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And the base is our Discord server, which is .gg/PlayUndying. That is for sure the best way to get in contact with us. We're very active there. If you send us a message within 24 hours, easily we'll answer you. Yeah.
You guys take a break, and I will give our audience a tour at the office. Maybe just 2 or 3 minutes. A tour.
Sure. Hold on, let me put you on the. I'll put you on the big screen. All right, just give me a second.
Sure.
There we go. I'm gonna go get a drink of water.
All right. Maybe I'll head out, and you guys have a good stream, and I'll be here.
Sure. Hi guys. We have two. First of all, we're a very small indie team. We only have 2 rooms, and they are not big. All right, let's hear. This is us. So we have a kitchen here. It's a very small kitchen. Yeah, this way. Here's the kitchen. Yeah. Everyone needs a restroom. And we have 6 people here in the first room. The small room here is one of the 2 rooms. And this guy is Matt. Sorry, I can't see you now. I can see you now. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
He's helping us to synchronize the whole live stream into Chinese to our Chinese audience online right now. And this is a very tall building, so you can watch downstairs, south side, lots of buildings. Okay. This is a room 1, and another room here is the last room. We have only 2, as I just said. Ron is here. He's coding. And this is my desk. A lot of trash here. And I'm browsing a lot of the streaming page. And last night, before we left the office, our artist drew this. I think this is very cool. The whiteboard on the whiteboard. It's a freestyle background. I think I can put that to the live stream as the live stream background. Bro? What? Why? Okay, this is just our small studio. Hope you like it. We probably will have to finish development in the room. We just moved to the new apartment last month, so probably I think the chance is really high that we're going to finish development in this apartment next year. All right, I'm putting the camera back to the. Okay. We're good, right?
Yeah, we're good. So during that tour of the office, David had to go. So we thank him very much for joining the stream. It was awesome having him on.
Yeah.
We will. Hold on. I noticed that there was a question that Magic Twin asked about to David about which language were a Game Boy game programmed in. I will ask him, and then I'll get an answer back. You enjoyed the chat with him. It was really fun for me as well. Very insightful. So we hope you enjoyed that as well. But yeah, I will ask David that question off air, and then I'll hopefully get back to you before the stream ends. So thank you to everyone. At Giovanni Brotino also won a key, so congratulations there as well. How are we going with the prototype?
We just change the screen here.
Hold on, I will put your screen on. Oh yeah, so we have a score counter there. Oh, and there's the power up. Perfect. So currently it's 10.
Yeah, currently it's 10.
Yeah, and then I noticed you were destroying with the AoE attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can I try it? Is there a game over now?
Have to restart it.
Yeah, you just. Hit what? Did you restart? Hit this to restart. Okay. But the WSD
And space is the bomb.
Okay. I'm done. No, I really want to do that again. So what's your record?
160.
So do they get faster at the moment, or is it just the same speed?
Still in the same speed. So you want the enemy become faster.
Not necessarily. I guess if the patterns change and stuff like that as well, faster maybe not that fun.
And we have like a fatigue or something so that you have some strategy. You have to wait for your fatigue recharge.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something we need to implement, because at the moment it's instant, right?
Yeah, it's instant, and also it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, I think right now it's instant and also endless. I mean, you have endless power to attack. Is something that we need to improve.
Yeah. But that's awesome. You even got the AoE in there, and we have, so it's coming along.
I forgot AoE. I forgot AoE. Sorry about that. Let me do it again. This is my last time to try this version, but I will definitely remember to use the bomb. Why you guys are so quiet?
We're watching you play the game.
You guys are nervous.
Ron, can I ask you some questions on the stream?
Yeah.
I'll have to.
How long have you been programming for?
Few years.
A few.
Like 4, I guess.
That's hard.
Is it hard?
It's hard. It is. It's a little bit hard, and I'm still trying to. Oh, I think we can do that. For example, like the music, like dancing game. If you kill enemy at the narrowest window,
Yeah.
you get higher point or like extra reward, things like that. I think it's easy.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it right now. Yeah, we will probably need to think about fatigue. We probably can think of bonus window or timing for the right timing, things like that.
For sure. I think, yeah, fatigue is definitely something, so that when you hit the attack button, there's a little bit of a delay before you can hit it again, right? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, like a fatigue or cooldown or some overheat. I think overheat can be cool as well. I mean, we don't need to have all of them. Just one of them should be fine.
So, but do we want to have it so that the player, like if we use fatigue, for example, do we want it so that the player has no control? So like if they run out of stamina, then you have to wait like 1 second before you attack again. I think that could put you in situations where you have no opportunity to defend yourself. So possibly, I think maybe the best way is to have a delay, so that like when you hit the attack button, it does the attack plays its whole animation before you can do the next one. So we're looking at like a 10 frames or something, like, or 5 frames of like the attack going, and then you can't just switch between attacks too quickly.
Currently, you can't switch the tag quickly now. We have parameters here to set this.
Okay, so what's it set at the moment?
So
You've got to set it.
0.4.
This is the delay, right?
It's like when you attack, and then keep the attack.
So there is a time before you can lower your arm. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like
It's not instant.
It's not instant. Now it's 1 second.
Okay, 1 second's way too slow.
That's too dangerous.
I think like...
So that means right now you have a heavier weapon. So you take time when you swing the weapon. So probably when you upgrade, you have a faster weapon.
Yeah.
This is like that. Oh, that's
Well, how long is the delay on this one?
right now it's 0.6, 0.7,
I reckon 0.3
0.
sounds about right.
0.3.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 0.4. Oh, okay. So now it's 0.3.
I think this is coming along well.
I think we can still make it slower, or the enemy can come here faster, maybe. Can we do? Yeah, make them faster. This is about 1/4 faster than before. This is 25% faster.
This seems pretty good. Can we make it so that the screen is a square, so it matches more what the final screen will look like? And because at the moment we can see the enemies coming from left and right much earlier than we can see them coming from.
Display ratio. That's that. Is it there? Is there a
1:1 ratio?
Yeah, I think 5:4 is okay for now. Do you think it's better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. So currently the character is very small on the screen. Can we zoom in a little bit more? So maybe they're double the size. And the enemies will also have to be double the size too. Yeah, that looks closer to what we're looking for like a Game Boy like game.
So what's next?
Okay. Kun, what do you think we should do next? Oh. The enemies, if they're that big, the enemies might need to come in a little slower because they're so big. Yeah. Yeah. You should have used your AoE.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just wondering, guys, what do you think in the chat? What should we do now?
I just kicked off another round of key giveaways.
Okay.
You can check the chat room.
Do we think? All right, Rong, tell me if I'm crazy or if this can be done. What are the chances of doing a different enemy type?
So what kind, like the speed, does speed or HP or something else?
I'm thinking HP. That might be a little bit difficult though. Like maybe when you hit them, they bounce back a little bit. You have to hit them twice.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I like the HP idea.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Well, let's give that a go. So what I think will happen is that when an enemy comes, and then when you hit them, they bounce back a little bit, and you have to hit them again. So it's like 2 hits.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Can we long press enemies as well? Oh, that could be interesting. How about this? It doesn't hit back, but if you do a long press, it's like a long swing. So you like hold it back and then you let go. And so if you hold it back and let go, then you have like a big swing, in which is the only way to take out big enemies.
It's kind of complicated.
Kind of complicated?
Right now. We can keep this design, but not today.
Okay, all right.
So at first now we just do it like you have more HP, and then if one hit doesn't kill him, then we push back.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that first. If that's something we can do. Okay, so if that's the case, then I will design the character now of the 2-hit. The 2-hit rabbit, which I think will be like an ogre or something. Here we go. So here we are. I've just drawn the ogre. This is the 2-hit. This one's the 2-hit rabbit. All right, while they're doing that, what I might do now is try and do some sprite artwork. So let me have a look. Game Boy, grayscale. All right, here we go. New. Now, how many pixels do I want to do this. Let's do 12 by 12. Oh, so small. So small. So I've just got the sprite sheet here for Pokemon. I just want to see how big characters are. Like, all right, so we're looking at size. We want like 18 by 18. There we go. All right, let's bring this out in its own window. And have a look at our character here. That's the farmer. So I'm going to attempt to make the sprite for this guy. A slime. I can see in the chat a slime. We could do a slime. We can do a slime. Slimes are easy. All right, let's let me go. So usually I'm drawing with like a Cintiq, but I think for this we might want to go with show grid. Now I need to do a pencil. All right, let's see. An enemy holding Rit's leg. That is definitely something we could do. Will I get sued by Blizzard? I know we have Mr. Diablo himself on our team. This definitely needs a little bit of work, but we're starting with something. That one has ears. This is the color palette we can work with. I think I might move this down slightly. So that way I have all right, let's see how the chat's going. Kun, do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Oh, sure.
How long have you been in game development?
Almost 16 years.
Have you worked on a Game Boy title before? Yeah.
Game Boy.
But you did work on mobile phones, like feature phones, yeah? So it's a very similar type of...
Yeah, pixel art and very tiny screens. Very low end GPU, and there wasn't GPU. Very low end CPU and RAM. Yeah, like you have to squeeze a full game into 300 KB.
Not even a photo is that small. Just one JPEG.
Right. Yeah, and also the BGMs and the sound effects totally is about maybe like 5K or 2K.
That's insane.
So that's insane. That was insane. But it was fun because you have some restrictions, but you can try to squeeze your idea out for within that. Was pretty fascinating, actually. It's challenging, but also fascinating.
You were, what was because you were porting like console games, right? So like Splinter Cell and stuff like that.
Yeah, Splinter Cell and the Lord of the Rings. These two are the biggest IPs. What else? Oh, you guys remember the movie Clash of Titans? Clash of Titans.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. That movie was remade in early this decade. It's about 2009 or 2010, something around that. And after that, the mobile gaming time moved from feature phones to smartphones. I mean, the current smartphones, not like Symbian or Nokia Symbian.
Yeah.
We call that smartphones, but from our point of view nowadays they're not. They're not smart enough.
That must have been so hard. Like, I don't know how you do something that was on like an Xbox and then try and bring it to something that's less than 300 kilobytes. That's insane.
Yeah, it's not porting. We don't call it porting.
Thank you, Magic Twin, for joining our stream. I said coming up at midnight, watching till 3 a.m. We really appreciate it. And thanks for everyone who's like tuning in from Europe and stuff like that. It's really, yeah, it's very awesome.
Yeah, since Ron needs more time here, probably we can play a little bit the game. How do you think? From your side.
Undying.
Yes, Undying, yeah. not our feature phone games. Yeah, do that.
So we're nearly hitting the 2.5 hour mark now.
Oh right.
Yeah.
The second enemy.
Oh, a second enemy.
All right, let me switch it over now to Rong.
Yeah. Here. Is it the red one?
The yellow one.
The yellow one.
The yellow one has 2 HP, so you have to hit it twice.
Oh.
Kind of hard.
How many scores to kill a yellow one?
Still.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh no. You have the bomb. You have the bomb. Yeah. Can you kill them all with one bomb?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, I like that. I like that also the yellow ones are really slow.
Yeah. They have to be.
You can change the speed if you want.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, I think I like it. It's that they like become very scary.
So what's the weapon latency now? The duration, I mean. Point one.
2.
0.2. How about we make it longer? 3?
3. Try.
Yeah. Why you gave that to me? One hit? Oh no. What? 5 points.
It's tough, huh? I like it.
It is tough, and also the latency of the weapons is a little bit longer than before. It was 0.2 second, now it's 0.3.
We'll definitely need to say how many of these double hit ones need to come in, because they're coming in hard and fast.
But still, I mean, I can just keep the weapon, press the weapons constantly. That means it's not that hard. If I just do this. So probably we'll need a stronger limit other than the latency. See?
Try and play it without the bomb, without the AOE.
Let me do it again.
I think we need to increase how many points it takes to get the AOE attack, maybe to 20 or 25.
Okay. Ooh, what? Why? 为什么? Why there were so many and they were so fast? I'm wrong. So there's a range of random speed, right? It's a
the speed is set, yeah?
Yeah, the speed is set.
Really? But there are some guys who like moving
The
faster.
red is faster than the yellow.
Oh, okay.
The red one is double faster.
I have bond. I have 4 bonds. I think that's the last one.
Yeah, we should do a cap on the bombs as well. I think 3 should be the highest.
I think 1 is the highest.
I think 1 is the highest.
Right. Because it's too good. Or it won't kill a yellow enemy immediately.
Okay.
Only kill 1 HP.
So everything 1 HP. Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I think I'm invisible. No, I'm not. I was too nervous, and in that second, I used 2 bombs in 1 second. Now I don't have bombs. Ooh. No. Thank you, bomb. What time is it?
It's 1:30 here, so we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Okay. So, are we going to do it? Keep doing it, or you think we're good for today and we can schedule another live stream?
So I think we might call it a day for now.
How many audience we have right now?
We have 4,090.
No, I mean now, currently.
1,100.
Okay. Still, we have a lot of people.
Yeah. But it has been a very long stream, so yeah.
Oh.
We might end up calling it a day. We'll keep playing it for a little bit. People want us to stay.
Stay.
So yeah, we've been going for about 2.5 hours now. Maybe we'll stay for about another 20 minutes then. Let's do it for an extra 20 minutes. It's been a long stream for us.
Let's see what we can do within 20 minutes, and all right.
Yeah.
So think about what we can do in 20 minutes. In terms of the little mini jam.
Let me think. So we have the AoE attack. We have the charge up of the AoE. I think let's do some simple things now. Let's change the amount to make the bomb to like 20 or 25. Make it a little bit harder to get.
Okay. Do you think we have time to use your new hero to the game? We replace it.
We can put the rough draft that I have in. I can send it to you.
Yeah, we have some like more beautiful placeholders instead of just circles and boxes.
That's true.
We can do
Hold
that.
on, let me add my little guy in. So this is still a work in progress. It's not quite finished.
Can we also have the sword replaced? Weapon.
Yeah, we can.
Can we have a weapon? Do you think we can have a pixel weapon?
Yeah.
Pixelized.
Give me a sec.
All right. Okay.
All right, let me switch the So I'm not quite happy with this yet, but this is currently our little farmer guy. He needs work, so definitely be working on it a bit more. You still, I think, at the moment, you can't really tell. Hold on, maybe let's just go with like these kinds of eyes. There we go. I really wanted to get those bushy eyebrows. But yeah, here's our little guy. Let me save that and send it over to the guys. Farmer. Hero. All right, I sent you the farmer on Skype. You can add him in. Let me make a new. Let's do it 10 by 10. Now let's make a little rake for him. So, wrong, I'll make a weapon going in one direction and then you can change the direction.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go with. So I'm going to increase this to 11 by 11. Take a look. Oops. There we go. There's my rake. Maybe I get a little bit of color in there. Ba-ding. Oops. Let's not do it. All right. Okay, wrong. The rake is done. I'm going to be sending it to you on stream. And send. Is there any way that you can make it so that the sprite isn't blurry on the screen?
Try.
The farmer in the game looks okay. Looks pretty good.
This?
Still, I probably need to. Is there a way? It's probably a shader you need to change so that it doesn't go blurry.
I guess we do it next
Yeah.
time.
Okay, that's fine.
So this is how the weapon looks
Yeah,
like?
it's a rake. So the 3 points is the part that hits the enemies. So at the moment, the weapon is pointing up. So chat, just letting you guys know that for the game jam portion of the stream, we're probably going to end it fairly soon. But after it, Kun will continue the stream, playing Undying and answering any questions that people have. So if you guys want to see more Undying content, then that's there. We're going to be doing that. Rung, on the rate, can you increase the size of it? It looks like, so it's a bit bigger?
Yeah.
Yes. I can't remember who said it, but I think congratulations to the person who said that the game should be called Rabapocalypse. I think that is exactly what the game is going to be called, Rabapocalypse. Rabapocalypse will be a game that will be featured in Undying itself. So if you play Undying, Cody, the son of Anling, he has like a little handheld device. This game will be what he plays, and you'll be able to play it in game. We're gonna look into doing a second stream to finish off this little game, and yeah, so keep tuned for that. We'll have details on that very soon, and yeah. Yes, if you want to stick around, make sure you stick around to the Thank you, Everest. Thank you for downloading the game. So yeah, if you want to see some gameplay with live commentary from Kun, that's going to be coming up next. Yep, like what Dark has said on the chat, please wishlist. It helps us so much. It helps us a lot. Wishlist the game. And yeah. Don't forget to join our Discord server. I've seen a few of you joining in during the stream. Thank you very much. Our Discord is discord.gg/playundying. You add that into your web browser and you go straight to us. That's a good place to chat with us anytime you want. Make sure you follow us on social media. We've got it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever works for you, @playundying. You can see on the bottom of the screen there that things keep popping up. So that's a good place to follow us. So we hope you really enjoyed this. The game is going to be really fun. Thanks for taking part. Thanks for helping me come up with some character designs. Yeah, this has been great. Hopefully we can do this soon again. And Rong, what have you thought about developing this game?
Quite fun.
Yeah.
We hope we can have more function next time.
Yeah. We want to give it a little bit more depth. So we definitely want to do another stream before the Steam Festival ends. Like I said, we'll give you details on that as soon as possible. And yeah. Kun, do you want to say anything before we finish this stream?
Thank you guys for joining us. And it's not finished yet, the mini game, but we'll definitely try to finish that in the upcoming live stream, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We will post the schedule on Steam and our social network accordingly. Please stay tuned to our Steam and the social media to see when the next live stream for the mini dev is going on. Is going to have.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's
coming next. Sorry. Coming next, I'm going to keep playing the game. I mean, I will start from scratch. I don't think I have enough time to finish the whole game, but the most fun part, and also from how I play the game, you will see what kind of game it is and what's the like highlights of the game design and the setting as well from my live stream.
awesome. So in terms of that, we'll probably call it. I want to say a big thank you for David for coming on stream and chatting with us for ages. That was awesome fun. Love chatting with him. He's wealth of knowledge. And yeah, please go download Undying. Please play it. We hope you love it. And we'll catch you guys next time. All right? So say goodbye. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to all the people on Bilibili who are also following us. Thank you, Matt, for translating. This has been awesome. And yeah, have a great Steam Autumn Festival, and we'll catch you guys next time. All right. See you guys.
Don't remember to switch to my computer, to Matt Dice.
All right. We'll close this stream. I'll join you in a second. We'll be back.